welcome to the Ignite Podcast Studios. We're with an accredited business, as we call here ABs, as you all know by listening so long. But I'm going to introduce two people. The company I'm going to introduce, and then they're going to introduce themselves. But it's the Good Feet store. And the way I know that, it's on this gentleman's shirt. You got a great looking shirt and brand, I got to tell you. But anyway, welcome to the studio. Introduce yourself, and then we'll go over to Gabby.
Yeah, thank you, Barry. Jonathan Cotten started off at the Good Feet store in January of 2014, and now 12 years later, we're having a lot of fun, enjoying changing people's lives.
And you really are, because feet are important.
Absolutely. All starts with the feet.
The older I get, even when I played sports when I was younger, as Gabby could tell us, feet are important and comfort. Go ahead, Gabby.
Yeah, so I am Gabrielle Echard. I work on the marketing team for the Good Feet store, and I get to be involved with all of the events and partners and get to see firsthand how we help people every day.
Yeah, and I can tell you, because I've known both Jonathan and Gabby now for a period of time, the enthusiasm you get from an employee. And we try to tell this to business owners like you, Jonathan, right? And you share with us, accredited businesses, it all starts with the people. The brand is important, the product is important, the why, but it's people.
Oh, no question about it. And people often, when you're the owner, then people give you all the accolades and everything. But if you didn't have people like Gabby on our team that radiate enthusiasm every day, and if you ask Gabby and the other members of our team, hey, can you do this? Can you fill this spot? Then they'll immediately jump in and take care of it. And then just that we've been saying recently, we want an entrepreneurial mindset throughout the company. So it's everybody in the company thinks that way, and that they see the value of taking care of customers, not just to get a sale, but to transform their lives and to have really a long-term relationship with them. And you got to have committed people to be able to do that, Barry, for sure.
You do. And, in the car business, everybody for 40 years would tell me it's always about the sale and everything. I used to say it's got nothing to do with the sale. It's getting everything right, that you buy the right vehicle or service to get the right service done on your vehicle or body shop work or parts. And consumers are so skeptical. I think they're getting better as generations. We get people Gabby's age or my daughter at 31. I think we're starting to understand it's about relationships again. I think we've gone through a nice cycle here. I've never asked you this question. What's your background before the Good Feet store?
So I was in corporate sales for over 25 years before I came in, and running that first marathon. Once I came in as a customer to the Good Feet store and running that first marathon that helped me do that, then that was what set up the engagement with the owner at that time of telling her I've never had a product change my life like these arch supports. And she looked at me and she said, "Do you want to buy the place?" and some people say that they've come in and asked me, "Is that really true?" And I said, "Well, of course it's true." And I've actually written a book about my journey called The Business of Character, because what I saw was an opportunity that this was a business model that could help a lot more people than just like me. There have been plenty of other people in different circumstances. And so you bet on that. You bet on that being the case. But then it's the opportunity to take what you've learned by spending a lot of time in corporate America, seeing kind of what worked and what didn't work, and applying some of those principles in a business. And that's what's fun about this.
Yeah. And you talk about, it's obviously as an entrepreneur, business owner, investor, location.
Right.
Important. People. Product. I'd assume you probably have a few more things to add.
Yeah. Well, and today, here's what I would add to that, and it's really kind of a compilation of all of those. If you have a brick and mortar business, then you have to give people a reason why they're going to come pay you a visit.
Yeah.
Because I don't spend a lot of time buying paper towels in a store anymore, a brick and mortar store, because you can do all those things so easily. So commodities and those types of things can be done very easily on the e-commerce and on the internet. But when you're really engaged in that people aspect, the experience part of it, and that's what I see is really critical to focus on that experience. It's not just a sale, it's not just a process, but it's very much an experience. And I believe that the antidote, a lot of people are so afraid of AI, the antidote to AI is personal care.
Yeah.
If you think about, my daughter's had a lot of health issues, and what often was the gap was not medical technology or pharmaceuticals or whatever else. Often it's the personal care. and because of the systems that we've designed that have leached that out of it. And so again, go back to Gabby and the team. You got to have the people to be able to deliver that experience.
So Gabby's going to remember this. We have to have a reward when they come to the store. Other than getting your feet to feel good, did you like the water here or the coffee? No, because you didn't try it. But we have cucumber water here. We have orange water. Imagine having Trolley House, who's an accredited business, come out and maybe give you guys a demo on the water and coffee, because people thank us when they leave. It's truly amazing. So for a nonprofit to have that expense, car dealerships, you go to the Lexus store. My wife just got one of them, and they have the nicest coffee in the world. Well, you come next door when I was at Haley, and we had the cheapest coffee I could buy, right? Oil change, big difference. So we might have to talk about that. But what makes you excited about, you're young, you're an athlete, but what makes you excited about the Good Feet store and the product and service you provide?
So I have a background in healthcare before I came to work for the Good Feet store. And so I think something that I learned from that experience is that we are not the start of someone's journey. Most people are coming to us with a problem, and we are there to not only solve it, but to walk with them in the journey. And we do a really great job of recognizing that and hearing customers and where they're coming from and what they're struggling with, and not just saying, great, here's a product that will help you, we'll see you never. We want to walk with them every step. We want to follow up. Literally. We want to be there with them to get them through whatever the journey was that brought them to us in the first place.
Yeah. And I got to tell you, so since 2014, Jonathan, and I've known you for that whole time, I did know your background on how you got the Good Feet store. You were a client. I've heard that on your marketing. And so your team is doing a very good job, and you are, because there's always storytelling. That's why I love podcasting. This is about storytelling. We're not going to teach people how to work expenses right now on this show, but we're going to get you back, and we're going to sit with you with 30 minutes on a blueprint of a business with Bud Myers, and it's going to go out on Virginia Breeze, and it'll be heard in 200 countries, and it'll be on a Sunday morning. You talking about what it's like to worry about the rubber bands and the pens and the swag and all the money given away. You've done a great job in Mosaic, where I'm also there in the neighborhood with the Better Business Bureau. We do events there, pool events. And I see people come up to your table quite a bit, because is there something to say about older people like me needing your product? Or is that not necessarily
Well, here's the
case?
qualification.
Go ahead.
So here's the qualification.
I love that.
If you're at least 7 years old and you have you don't even need 2 feet, just have 1 foot, then you need the Good Feet store, because what we see is that type of transformation. So my grandson will not play baseball unless he has his arch supports in his cleats, because his feet hurt so bad. Again, if we look at some of the societal issues that we have, screens are a big issue, right, with young people, and all the things that the psychological effects that can have. So what's the remedy for that? Get them active. Well, if we get them active and get involved in sports but don't take care of those feet, then that's an issue, right? That 32-year-old nurse who's on her feet all the time and yet is dreading going to the hospital to do what her passion is because her feet hurt, she's our customer. That 55-year-old real estate agent or a trial attorney or whatever who are on their feet, or the carpenter, or the whoever it may be, law enforcement, body shop person, whatever, all those people can, and then it's the folks that are either getting near retirement or in retirement and just wanting to enjoy that aspect of your life. Because what we know is the consensus of the medical community, there's not very much consensus on very many things, Barry, but the consensus is that activity and maintaining your mobility is absolutely essential to long life and to health and well-being.
So the Good Feet store equals happy feet. Bottom line.
So
what about the big thing here in my neighborhood? Let's get it personal. So everybody is old like me, and they're
Not
all
me.
complaining about, not you, I know, neuropathy, the tingling in their feet. Does the Good Feet store address that at all, or that's got nothing to do with the soles of your feet? That's more medical.
Any condition of the foot that is creating a problem, if the foot is properly supported and redistributes that weight around the foot instead of any disproportionate area having a problem, then that's the goal, is to have it properly supported. The other thing that we have is something called a med massager, which is you when people are being fitted for the arch supports, we put their feet on that as they're sitting there, and that stimulation of that massage and getting the blood flow circulating is huge, and it is a great thing for neuropathy. So it's having that comprehensive, holistic care for the feet is so important.
That sounds better than Mama Bear, bath in Epsom salt, peroxide. If you go on because I'm hit with all these different things, ads on Instagram, and it's because of what I do for a living. But I look forward to having the Good Feet store part of our organization at an Ignite conversation. Small world. The Ignite Center is big out in San Diego and Phoenix, believe it or not. And that's where I was able to steal the Ignite program and bring it to Richmond.
Okay,
it's a
great.
big deal, and so we encourage people to come in. I hear you on the Jeff Katz show. You run your ads there, I believe, and a lot of stations. And Jeff is an accredited business. And the last thing you did mention AI, and to just finish up that conversation, AI is taking away the normal SEO, right? It's called AEO or something now, and AI is critical. We have a professor at Virginia State, or at VCU, coming here, building modules so all of our accredited businesses can learn what AI is. But it's changing the way people shop, and people are typing in, who do I trust? Where do I go to get a solution to my feet issue? Where can I trust? Who's respected? And BBB.org is way up because we've been doing it for 115 years. So our brand all of a sudden skyrocketed, and so we're getting a lot more people checking us out. Anything else you'd like to add, Gabby? What am I missing?
I mean, we're here for everybody, no matter what. I just did a high rocks competition this weekend. Retired old athlete with knee pain and problems, and I could not have imagined doing it without my arch supports in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do I have to make an appointment to go to the store, or do I walk in?
You can do both.
Do both.
Yeah.
I can make an appointment.
If you know,
time is money, money's time.
Yeah, if you know when you're going to be there, we'd certainly love to have you do that. But if you're just not sure when you're going to come in or in the area, we're at the West Broad Marketplace here in Short Pump, and then in Midlothian in the Wegmans Shopping Center there. So both sides of the river got you covered there, and whether you're Gabby or you're people like us, Barry, we won't.
You're still younger than me, but your feet are in better shape. And I went to your grand opening of the Wegman over by Wegmans. That was a great grand opening. Sarah Scarborough was there, and all.
Yeah.
And, it was exciting. I enjoyed it. Anything else you'd like to add?
That's great. Well, thank you.
How do they find you?
Yeah, goodfeet.com is the best place to come for us, and then pop in at the store. Just come in. You don't have to necessarily think that you're going to be in the market for something at the Good Feet store, but pop in and engage with our staff, and I'll guarantee you, if you give them 5-10 minutes, you're going to leave with information that you didn't have before about your feet.
Great. Thank you so much. Listen to us on Spotify, and it'll be at YouTube with the video. And thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Barry.
Thank you.